Hello and welcome to the new Artisan Circuit Review. Here we go, people. This is what you waited for. What's up, people? I am just beside myself with all the currents currently currenting high in their currency of currents. I'm talking about air element people. I'm talking about creativity. All the creativity in the air. Got a lot of things going on. But big shout out to Pantera. They recently toured in November. They did a show. I was listening to them live. It's pretty good. We got the new Pantera is including none other than the all-time great Zakk Wylde and one of my favorite people in the world. You don't even know, Charlie Benante. Or Benante, sorry, I don't mean to say it like that. I'm from the East Coast. I'm gonna say Benante in a heartbeat because that's how we pronounce it, growing up. But anyway, so Pantera's been always, a great a favorite of mine. Um, I wish to see them live. I never seen Pantera live. I could have too, but I forget what it was. I forget what was going on at the time. I know I was like maybe 20 years old, something like that, or 19. And Well, anyway, I love Pantera. Everybody loves Pantera. Who doesn't like Pantera? Whoever is out there, you don't like Pantera, you're a jerk. Nah. But seriously, I mean, who the fuck doesn't like Pantera? But so I decided to make this show. It's not that this show is about Pantera or it's a tribute to Pantera. It's just that I just thought of that song, that awesome song, Suicide No Part Two. Um, am not promoting the title of the track as in a thing. I just the song is so powerful, and it's badass, kicks ass in metal language. All right, so I put that on there, and it just fucking blew me away. I was just listening. I don't know what came up. I haven't listened to Pantera in a long time, but I do currently listen to certain things out there. But I do. I listen to everything. I listen to, oh my god, so many different types of I guess rock, metal. They have, well, I actually don't care for getting into it because it's a little annoying and aggravating. Like, oh, this metal is this type of metal, and this is grindcore, and this is, you know, whatever new genre names they have today. I really don't care. I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect it. It is what it is. Um, I love old school metal, heavy metal, or call it heavy metal, and then there's death metal. And that's my shit right there, which we're gonna get to next. But before we do, I still want to talk about Pantera because Pantera, Charlie Benante is the drummer of Anthrax, and he's one of my favorite. Like, I've always paid attention to him because he's really talented. He actually wrote a lot of the music to Anthrax. Believe it or not, isn't that amazing? I mean, it doesn't have to be that it's amazing. I think it is amazing, but I think it's just like, there are a lot of artists out there like that they have bands that the drummer, people always get surprised by drummers. You're like, what? You can do this and that? Hello, me. Anyway, I was thinking about my old band in Brood America, and I hope they're okay. I hope they're doing all right. I don't really not into that anymore. I did a lot of music. I did spiritually back then, and I thought differently, and so now I'm different, and it just we tried to get back together, but it didn't work out. So, but I say peace, love, and respect to all the members of in Brood America. I had to get that off my chest. So anyway, big shout out to all the people out there, and I like, for some reason, currently, like, the Instagram and musicians on Instagram. It's nice. So in, I think, 2000. Well, it's 2023 now, but I think that Pantera will be making some songs, maybe an album, who knows? But they might be coming out with a few songs, and they'll probably have a whole album out by the end of the summer. You know, it's not easy it's different when in life, in your different stages of musician, or I should say, your age and everything. I don't mean to say it like that, but I didn't want to say age. I wanted to say levels of life experience. Like, what are you talking about? Damn. No, but well, it's different. You don't care to, like, Pantera. They're known for writing albums. Like, actually, it's ironic. This, well, not that ironic, but this song, or the album Far Beyond Driven. or was it yeah, Far Beyond Driven? Um, I listened to that whole album, and that album is what really made me fall in love with Pantera. Really, no, it was all the music, but this album is so powerful. It's like um, there's all these songs that come from a free mind, you know. Um, a lot of um, like these maybe terms or phrases or whatever in the lyrics that kind of coincide with Left Hand Path, and that's like wow. When I was a kid, when I was younger, I was like wow, but it's it's a freedom. It's a thing. I think it's really cool, and I respect Pantera. Um, it's unfortunate, what happened in the past, and it's very hurtful. I was big, huge fan. I mean, not that I'm not. I'm just saying. Before that happened, I was like I would rock Pantera in the hood, and motherfuckers would be like looking at me like, yo, that sounds kind of cool. Oh man, and I just always will love Pantera. So, but what I wanted to say was that the album, they flew through the album, and they recorded it. And I don't know if they tried to do that. I think it just naturally came out. It was like all this energy, that was in there, and bam. And I swear to God, I think I remember reading an article that said that they recorded Far Beyond Driven in like a week or under a week. And I was like, get the hell out of here. Like, you're just trying to, like, what is this, a fluff thing with, you know? Like, sometimes Hollywood fluffs shit up. But anyway, big shout out to Phil. Phil! I always was like, man, Phil's a tough dude. And then I was looking at him in the in the I'm trying to think of which video it was, and maybe I think I don't know if it was necessarily one of the videos, but it was a movie that they made, Vulgar Display of Power, which is the title of the album that came before Far Beyond Driven. I was thinking of something and I wanted to compare it or whatever. Oh, you know what? It doesn't matter. But they wrote this album so fast and they put it out there and people were like, "Holy crap!" And that the rest of the time, I think the height of this tour was how they got a lot of footage. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe or maybe they had part two or something like that. I know they had. Um, I love that video. That video is awesome. Um, that video, I always, I was like, oh man, I want to just like go crazy and have this party. But partying is different when you get older. I was like, I don't think I could. Now I get aggravated if I spill a drink. So I don't think I could do that. Nah, I don't think I could do it. I know when I was 20 years old and I was like, oh, shit is crazy. I would have fucking loved it. But I never experienced something like that. Hey, you know what? It's a blessing too to see it because it's excite. It's an excite type of energy. You know what I'm saying? And we feed off of that. We gain a lot of creativity a lot of times in life. You know, and that's what happened to me. I don't know what I did with it then, but I do know what I'm doing now. So, I don't know. I don't know if I would ever go out and see Pantera. Not because I didn't want to. I don't know how that would happen. But it'd be nice to. I think I'd stay for a few songs and then I'd be like, oh man, be like, I gotta get out of here. No, not against Pantera. Just the time has changed. Unless they were like, hey, why don't you come backstage? I'm like, oh shit. I sit my my ass down and oh man, I messed up that. Sorry about that. I'm eating a candy cane from Christmas, and I'm thinking if I was invited backstage, I'd sit down. I'd make sure that I had a bottle of something, anything, you know, a few beers and some goodies. Maybe a bag of edibles. I gotta be honest. You gotta be really scientific with your edibles. I didn't know. And hey, let me tell you something. If you're a person like me, you love taste. I love taste. Like good, beautiful tasting thing. One bag. I was so hungry. I was so excited, but at the same time, I was getting into what I was doing. And I was going online. It was the weekend. I was off. I was working very hard. At the time, I was working at this place in Oxnard. And I had my own place. And it was the weekend. And I went to the dispensary in Port Hueneme. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Anyway, these gummies were so goddamn delicious that you're just like, holy shit. Like you think you're eating, and that's what's crazy is I'm glad that I don't have a regular bag of gummies because I would eat them all because it's just so delicious, and I was like, oh, you're supposed to take only a few of them, right? So I'm eating the whole bag. And I was like, God, I was like mad. I was mad because I was like, what? And then I was like, oh man, I wasn't supposed to do that. Forget about it. I went to sleep. I had a crazy dream. It was nuts. I don't want to say what the dream was. It's not bad or anything. It was like very cartoony and very odd. I was in my living room when I'm Broken video came on MTV. I was not doing anything. I couldn't believe it. It was that you recognize this power again. Because I could sit here and name bands and genres. Now, this show is not just about metal, but I love metal, so I'm going to talk about it. But you notice that power. But I love the energy of real heavy music and death metal and heavy metal. That sound, you know? I think when I was a kid, it's the sound of the guitar. Let's face it, not one metal fan out there will ever say guitar is not the reason why I listen to metal. That's nuts. Guitar is the reason, okay? I don't care what anybody says. That's obvious. And which I want to get into another band. Um, I broke all the rules of radio. in under in under 10 minutes. All right, so I want to talk about dying fetus, but first we're going to take a break, and I'm going to play some great dying fetus. Where are you? Oh wait, I did have it. Oh, there it is. All right, here we go. Be right back. And we're back. You know, I don't know, but when I first heard "Dying Fetus," um, I don't remember. I don't think it was this. The song that's playing now is "Homicidal Retribution." Big shout out to Dying Fetus, going on tour 2023. All European tours. All European tour. Let's see, they will be um, 2023. Dying Fetus will be Netherlands, Ireland, UK, France, Switzerland, Germany, Chile, Mexico, Slovenia, Czech Republic, and Belgium. Wow. Remember when we were kids and we loved a band and we wanted to see them and we went and saw the information. I forget how we knew the information or we found the information, but we saw the information. It said like whatever the United States, like let's say New York, right? The Coliseum, and we were like waiting for that, and then all of a sudden, it's like if you missed it, then you're like, okay, when? And then you see the rest of the tour, and it's like all these places in Europe, and you're like, oh man, you're not gonna just see them, you know. That's why you gotta pay attention. We used to get the Aquarian, but that's not like concert date, stuff. But there was, I think, and I forget now. I think it was. Oh, you know what? I can't remember what it was, but it was definitely a famous magazine or something like that for concert. I can't remember. I know that I know in New York and New Jersey there was the Aquarian, but that was for local clubs, but did play big bands too. So, well, I thought the big when I enjoyed the experience of watching a local band or watching a band, when they were coming out of being local and being huge. Like the first band that comes to mind, I don't know why, is Life of Agony. I'm gonna play one of their songs. Um, and I remember seeing them, a lot at L'Amour's. And then all of a sudden, bam, it blew up. And it was huge. It was like, to hear them play was, you know, I love bands and I love when it's loud, but maybe not every single time it was, maybe, I don't know. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to blame the person doing the sound, but I'm saying, like, I didn't, like, enjoy every sound all the time. But one time, it was, wow, it was crowded. It was like smashing body. No need to even try to have a pit because this it's not gonna work. Everyone's like just moving around, like wiggling around, like ew, disgusting. But that's the way it was, and it's like it was so many people. I can't even remember the date. It was like 1998 or no, it was like 1996. That's crazy. And it was so crowded, and you heard them play um, Respect. I think they opened up with Respect from the album Rivers Run Red. That's Life of Agony. Big shout out to Life of Agony. Um, I just totally am so grateful to exist in a time where I was liking these bands, and there was certain bands out there that I was liking at the time, like Alice in Chains, the his side band, um, um, Mad Season, Rage Against the Machine, E-Town Concrete, and so many friggin' Sepultura. Oh, you know what's crazy? Liking Sepultura, and I think I would always wanted to see them, and I was another band that I didn't get to see, but with people that I was hanging out with at the time, we somehow got in contact, I believe, with people that were like, you know, in the same culture and also in hardcore music, you know. And New Jersey, New York, everything is the same, like at the time. Not the same, but kind of the same. As far as like hardcore music, heavy metal, death metal. When I say the same, I don't mean to downgrade. I'm saying like it was so many similar places that were doing, you know, like clubs that were, you would see the same band. And there's other bands that, you know, clubs don't only they play a lot of different stuff. But we were seeing a lot of the same bands and pattern in same clubs and within the area of Jersey, Staten Island, Manhattan, Brooklyn, maybe the Bronx, I think. But anyway, and that was it. You know, I had a lot of fun. I was in mosh pits. I was in a mosh pit where I was having fun, and then I was in a mosh pit where this guy was like, he kept fucking targeting me, and I was like, this guy better fucking leave me alone. And he's like, one of those dudes, like, you know, when you're a kid and you're fucking, you know, smoking and going to fucking shows and fighting with people, drinking, you don't really care, but you do kind of like zone out, and like I used to zone out and think about like who these people were, and you don't really know them, you know, you don't know who's who, you don't know where they come from, and you don't know where they're going, so you kind of mind your business. But I was minding my business. I was minding my punches and kicks in the air to fucking, I can't even remember. Oh, you know, it was a really heavy band. And you know what? In fact, this band is so friggin' heavy, and they were crazy and scary and weird. And there were three girls, and they were like super skinny, and like these girls were crazy. They had long hair, and they were like bug-eyed, and I'm not saying they were ugly. They weren't ugly at all. In fact, they were actually really pretty, and well, that's what I'm saying. It was like crazy. I was like, it blew my mind at the time. I was a kid. I was like, what the hell? And these girls were like, what? I can't remember how the beat was going, but it was like dun dun, boom boom, and they were like, I'm not even doing it right, but and it wasn't that like that. I'm just, you know, being an asshole, but it was very deep. It was like, blah, blah. I can't even do it. But it was like really deep. It was like, blah, 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 dun, dun, dun. And I was just like my whole, like, soul was like behind my body. And I was just like, what the And, you know, I was so mad because I'm like talking to like 1,000 people. People are asking me questions. I'm like trying to pay attention, and this was at L'Amour's in Brooklyn. This was like 1996 or something like that, you know, because we all liked L'Amour's, so we decided to go back and keep going. Even though that one dude, he had like curly hair, he had glasses. That's the thing, like he has these glasses. He wear these glasses, and I was like, people, like, what the fuck are you? What are you, nuts? But everybody's afraid of him. And you know what's funny? He wasn't a tall dude. He's actually short. He was a short guy, but he was like, you know, like, looked like, you know, like, I don't know, like, what do you call those guys? A big, fuck. But anyway, and he would always dress in these, like he was in the army. You know, whatever. I don't care. There's nothing wrong with it. I just remember what he looked like. And every time I see him, I was like, oh man. Because he always like starts with his throwing punches and kicks and twirling around like a hardcore ballerina. And he's jumping up and down. And people would, be happy and smiling and drunk and, punch back. Go, yeah. And I'd be like, okay. And then I wasn't looking, and he fucking came in like bang, because you know what thing is, like, getting hit wasn't a shock to me. I was just like shocked because I could feel certain things, like with the energies, like getting hit like a friend, like you could feel that people would be messing around, horsing around, having a good time. Well, that's what the goddamn, show's supposed to be, right? But sometimes you had to be like on the lookout. Cause this dude was like, like he like tagged me, and then I was like, oh man. But I felt weird. I was just, you know what it was? I at the time I was just whatever. I don't know. It just freaked me out. Now, of course, I would be like, get the hell out of here. I mean, that's why I'm like, I go there for a little while and be like, I just can't. I can't. I don't know what it is. I don't know. A lot of people that say that they would go back to that, I think I like maybe going and sitting at the bar and watching that shit. That shit better not come over there to me. I'm fucking. That's why. Like, I think that I'd probably get kicked out because I'd start doing fucking karate. And I start chopping people the hell up. And they'd be like, hey! What's the matter with you? Like, really? All those years? What's the matter with me? No, but seriously, I don't know. I don't know if I could handle it. But anyway. So, that's that. And that is the end of the show. I don't know how long I've been on, but I've been on long enough to at least, feel comfortable to speak. So we're gonna edit this. Big shout out to all the community of metal and magic. We're looking at some things coming up, and we'd just like to thank Awareness Careless Broadcasting Network. Look out for the other things that are coming out there. It's pretty cool, funny. The panel. Big shout out to the panel. The panel's growing. It's in the process right now of, waking up. You got to wake up the beast before you put them out there on the radio. You know what I'm saying? And so the panel is really cool. Good conversations. They are funny and crazy, zany, and the topics are nothing to contend with. This is not a show that people are like dying to listen to because it's so much fun. This is serious, and it's scary. You know what I mean? So it's not something, it's not. I'm not like all giddy in cartwheels about it. You know what I mean? That's the thing that's what people have to understand, This is different. This is why I love Artisan Circuit Review. This is Artisan Circuit Review, and this is the end of the first segment. I would call this not necessarily an episode, because a regular episode I would be here with somebody or somebody would be my guest, and it would be really cool. I mean, it would be longer you know, not so short. I know this is not that. It's not like I went down here for a half hour either, but it's definitely longer. I was playing some music. You know what I mean? Hopefully people could hear it. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it though. But things will get better instead of recording like this, like I'm in a basement. The basement dialogues of the metal review. Uh, but anyway, thank you for tuning in to Artisan Circuit Review for ACBN on YouTube.